Hey everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a long-awaited patch notes video for the new version 6.0.0 update that released November 29th, about a week ago on Splatoon 3. I was meaning to cover this a while ago, but I didn't have as much time, so we're hopping right into it today. I'm going to be going over the new season changes, like the new patch notes that happened, the new changes to the specials that happened, and also covering all new 9 weapons that came out. And if you are looking for videos on the new maps, those will come out shortly after this video, maybe within about a week of this video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the patch note review. Okay guys, so as you can see, it says right here, November 30th, that they are rolling the patch out, and it comes with a new catalog. It's a new season, so you've got a new catalog with new gear, new emotes, new decorations, new banners and titles and all that stuff. We got one new stage, which, like I said before, I'm going to be covering in another video, Robo Roman. I think that's how you pronounce it. And also we got Bluefin Depot, which is really exciting. There's been some controversy around the map, but again, I'll save that for the map spotlight. But yeah, we got those two maps. So Bluefin Depot from Splatoon 1, Robo Roman is completely new. We got 2 new special weapons, which we'll cover later. 9 new weapons, new kits of pre-existing weapons, which we will also cover later. And then the newly discovered King Salmonid, the Megalodontia, that's just added into Salmon Run. And we've also got some table turf cards. I don't make table turf videos, but for those of you who like table turf, that should be pretty exciting. And I guess if you guys want to see some table turf videos from me, let me know down below in the comments. So, yeah, also make sure to grab your 1 Sheldon license at the end of the season. I forgot about that. So yeah, let's move on to the changes to multiplayer. Okay, so changes to multiplayer are pretty quick. This is where we're going over the weapons. There are 2 new songs that play during battles. They are both very, very good. I don't know the names of them, but you'll hear them. They usually have like a higher rate of play when they first come out, so that people can hear them. So yeah, you'll hear them when you're playing. They're very, very nice, upbeat, cool, as always. And then we also have 2 new special weapons added to the game. This is the big deal. Triple, I was gonna say tricolor splashdown. Triple splashdown, where you jump into the air. So basically how this special works is you activate the special, you go up into the air, and you, along with 2 other fists, will pop up into the air and then crash down. It's basically like splashdown from Splatoon 2, where when you come down, you'll do a big wave of damage. You can also get this to happen when you're super jumping. So like if you're super jumping, you can cancel the super jump and then come down. And the main reason this is better than previous splashdown is that now there's 2 other fists that deal the same amount of damage, to my knowledge, and have an equal amount of chance of killing. So before with splashdown, the problem with it is that people got really good at high ranks of just aiming up and killing you before you even came down. So it was barely usable. But now with triple splashdown, you have 2 other fists. People can't usually get all of them. They can still, but it's harder. And they have to devote more time and effort to it, and there's a better chance that you'll get a kill with the special. So that's really good. Good changes to triple splashdown. It seems pretty fun. I've been using it, so yeah. Now the next special is pretty controversial, and I might make a video on this on its own, just by itself. But Splatter Color Screen is a special that is basically, it's like a device that you throw like a bottle. When you throw it on the ground, just like a burst bomb or anything like that, it expands. And it expands into this long screen. And what the screen does is it moves forward slowly. And when it hits the opponent, if the opponent decides to go through it, they will have their screen changed to like this grayscale version. And they'll also get a sound effect of kind of like a bubbling, like salty, like, you know how there's like, if you put like salt in something or like have a chemical reaction and there's like a fizzing sound? Yeah, that's what you'll hear, but like louder in your ear if you go through it as an enemy. And also it blocks vision for both people. So for your team and the enemy team, it'll block vision, so you can't see through it. The reason why this has been so controversial, just to quickly address it, probably do it in a different video, but just quickly here, is that for a lot of people who experience photosensitivity or other issues related to their eyesight or their ears, it's been really aggressive and it really hurts them. It can physically hurt them. I've heard accounts of people saying that they've thrown up or that they've like felt nauseous or dizzy. or gotten like really bad headaches, all from the splatter color screen. Which you don't want, right? You don't want people to feel that way. You don't want people to actively be, inhibited from playing your game, and it's a really big accessibility issue right now. So, word to the wise, as somebody who really likes taking, the side of the community and supporting the players, is until it gets fixed or changed, I would just recommend not using it. It's on 2 weapons right now, but the Brella isn't even really that good. We'll go over it later, but the Brella isn't that good. The Squeezer is good, but there are other weapons that can suffice what you're trying to do. You can use the normal Squeezer. So I'd say until Nintendo releases word of the splatter color screen getting a change, hopefully they will change it because it needs it, I would just recommend not using it so that potential players out there don't get hurt. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's up to you. Okay, so we've got the 9 new weapons. Here we go. We've got Foil Squeezer with Auto Bomb and Splatter Color Screen. Like I mentioned before, the Splatter Color Screen is there. So Foil Squeezer is a mid-range weapon. I'd say mid to long range, but it's considered mid-range. And I'll probably have like gameplay of all of this stuff up while I'm talking about it. But yeah, it's got Auto Bomb and Splatter Color Screen, a decent kit. Splatter Color Screen also does 30 damage to people when they go through it. So with Foil Squeezer, it allows you to, I think, 2-shot people rather than 3-shot them if they go through the Splatter Color Screen, and it's the same for a lot of other weapons. So, but that is a really good combo, right? It's specifically Splatter Color Screen is tied to the Squeezer, so that's a decent combo there. When they fix it, I imagine that multiple people will be using it on a ladder and in competitive. Custom Blaster has got the point sensor and triple splashdown. This is interesting. I'm not really a blaster player, so you guys will have to let me know in the chat for both this and the S Blast with Burst Bomb and Booyah. But point sensor doesn't seem bad. I like it on weapons that usually don't have like the best specials or best subs or mobility, because it allows you to call out people in solo queue. Like, it allows you to call out enemies for your team. It also makes it really hard for people to push up if they don't want to be seen. So that's great. Triple splashdown is pretty self-explanatory, what I said before. Burst Bomb and Booyah Bomb seems really good on a blaster. I think Booyah Bomb is great on S-Blast. Burst Bomb, from what I've heard from players, it's a little bit complicated to like get the combo. It's not as easy as you might think, but it's still helpful, and Burst Bombs are always good for mobility, so on a low mobility weapon like blasters, having a mobile sub is great. Paintbrush Nouveau, I've played this weapon quite a bit. I might even make a guide for it on my channel in the future. But it has point sensor and tenta missiles. The point sensor, I already explained why that's very good. Tenta missiles feel great on this weapon. My only problem is that I rarely actually get them. Because you're so aggressive, you die a lot. And I feel like I rarely actually get my tenta missiles off. So, I don't know, maybe they could lower the amount of thinking points it requires to get to the tenta missiles on this weapon. But yeah, that's my only complaint. Other than that, Paintbrush, it's great, kills fast. And if you have good positioning and you're aware of like your reduced mobility, even though it's a brush, you're still a little bit slower, then you can do pretty well with it, in my opinion. Okay, Snipe Rider 5B, it's got the Splash Wall and the Ink Storm. I don't know much about the Snipe Rider, I haven't played it much myself, but Splash Wall is always decent for backlines because it allows them a little bit more flexibility in their positioning. And Ink Storm is decent for pushing things like zones, choke points, and clam, making the tower really hard to stay on, that kind of stuff. So I assume it's good. If people like Snipe Rider, I'm assuming they're happy about this. And Parry Splat Dualies have Curling Bomb for mobility, triple splashdown. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, this is just a rush-down Slayer kit on a Slayer weapon. So there you go. Undercover Sorella Brella with Torpedo and Splatter Color Screen. Torpedo is really good. It's a very good and spammable sub-weapon, even though it has a high sub-cost. Most people run sub-saver on it, so, or when there's Torpedo on a weapon, so people will be using that Torpedo a lot. Again, with the Foil Squeezer, I expect that more people will use this weapon once the accessibility issues are fixed, but until then, I'm just seeing a lot of people opting out of using these weapons, which is good, so that other people aren't hurt or injured just from playing a video game that they want to have fun on. So yeah, hopefully once they fix everything, this will be a fun weapon to play. I actually have tried Undercover Sorella Brella and Solo Queue before I knew about the accessibility issues, and it was very fun. It felt decent. Brellas are not in the best place right now. They just kind of get destroyed by a ton of other weapons, and they're not very mobile. But I've always liked Undercover because of how quickly it gets its shield back, and the fact that it can shoot and have a shield up at the same time unlike any of the other umbrellas. So, yeah. Now, Reflux 450 Deco has Splash Wall Reef Slider. Reef Slider is... The Splash Wall is one thing. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. The Splash Wall is okay, sure, I'll take it. I think you could have gotten something better, but whatever. I can overlook the Splash Wall. Reef Slider is kind of in this really weird position right now where, because of triple splashdown, it feels like Reef Slider is no longer as good because it kind of just does the same thing. It goes in a straight line and it, you know, does a big explosion, and so does triple splashdown. But with triple splashdown, you have a bigger radius and a higher chance to kill. With Reef Slider, you can get killed a lot easier before the explosion even goes off, and you're also left in a pretty vulnerable state after it goes off. So it kind of just feels like the same issue as Splashdown from Splatoon 2. So I've heard a lot of people saying they're not going to be using Reef Slider because triple splashdown is out, unless they really want to use the weapon specifically. So we'll see how that turns out. And then finally, we've got Neos Platana Stamper with Toxic Mist and Crab Tank. Crab Tank is an amazing special, definitely top tier. Good at applying pressure from long distances. Also, you can use it to basically just camp or stay on objectives and maintain that dominance. And Splatana Stamper is already an aggressive weapon, so having that option to be a little bit back if you need to is great. And then Toxic Mist will just stop people from pushing in, like backlines or midlines from pushing in, slowing people down, and it'll also help you in a Slayer fight. Like if you throw it, it could help you in a Slayer fight because the enemies that are close to you are slowed. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure how happy people are for this kit, but yeah, that's all the new weapons or new kits that are coming out. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below about these new kits, and also what you think about Splatter Color Screen. I'm kind of interested to hear what people think about that. So yeah. All right, moving on, we've got some balance changes. We've got the 0.96 gal and the Deco. They both are reducing the amount of ink consumed by 8%. That's great. We'll always take ink reduction, especially on high ink consumption weapons like the gals. Range Blaster, increase the radius of ink splatter at the point of impact with a floor or wall when detonated mid-air. Oh, okay, so they're just making it so that when you're shooting mid-air, you just have more of a paint splatter by 15%. That's great. That'll help for like painting around you and painting your feet. Dead Ringer, reduce the amount of ink consumed by approximately 10%. That's good, because Dead Ringer is kind of in this weird situation for me where it doesn't feel much better than an actual slosher, like a normal one, but it's a heavy weapon, so you're slower with it. So, I don't know. I guess I'll take the ink consumption reduction, but I think it needs a little bit more than that to help it out. And then finally, the heavy edit splatling, increase the number of spray droplets created by shots. So basically just increases its painting power, is what I understand this to mean. And then lastly, we've got a change to Reef Slider, which I did mention. It's after activation, players become invulnerable to damage approximately 13 frames out of 60 of a second faster, or 13th of a second faster than before. So that's good. I think they could also add some at the beginning. That's the main problem. I think most people die in the beginning, like before activation, not after activation. But this should help a little bit, but it definitely won't be enough. So they should do more. They should definitely do more. Maybe add a little bit more armor on the beginning. And then last but not least, we've got points required for some special weapons changed. On Jet Squelcher, it's 190 to 180. And on L3 Nozzle Nose, it's 200 to 190. So yeah, if you are playing those weapons, then I hope you enjoy that little change there. That should be pretty helpful to you. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the version 6.0.0 patch note analysis. This came out November 29th, so it should already be out for you guys. You guys should have already had some days playing on it, which is why I wanted to release this video a little bit later. Like I said, I didn't have as much time to make it earlier. And also, I figured it would be nice to let people simmer with the new season and then be able to provide their opinions in the comments down below. So let me know what you guys think of the new season changes and everything that's going on. Hope you enjoyed this new style of video where I'm kind of showing you guys the visuals, the actual way the weapons work, rather than just showing you this screen. Hope it makes the viewing experience better. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Follow me on all the socials. Follow me over on Twitch. I try to stream when I can during the week. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye-bye.